on how we were created are very important to us. They go to the core of who we are. If what we're talking about is bringing up questions for you, I want to say to you, it is well worth the time to study this more fully. What does God have to say about it in His Word? Now, there is a second problem with this idea of theistic evolution, and that is that it demands a poetic rather than an historical view of Genesis 1 to 11. The way that you read the first pages of a book tends to determine the way that you read the rest of that book. If you discover in the first few pages that you're reading a murder mystery, you're going to read the entire book as fiction. If the first pages of the book contain a list of recipes, you're going to read the book as a cookbook. If you see in the first few pages that you happen to be reading or trying to read through an encyclopedia, you're likely going to get another book. Who wants to read entirely through an encyclopedia? If we're told that the first pages of the Bible are poetically interesting, but they don't describe what really happened, it impacts how you read the entire Bible. That is why there is such a great battle over the meaning of the first pages of the Bible. It impacts the way you read the entire Bible. Concerning this battle over the meaning of the first verses of Genesis, Ray Bolin says this: "We must realize that the book of Genesis is the foundation of the entire Bible. The word Genesis means beginnings. Genesis tells the story of the beginning of the universe, the solar system, earth, life, man, sin, Israel, nations, and salvation. An understanding of Genesis is crucial to our understanding of the rest of Scripture. For example, Genesis chapters 1 to 11 are quoted or referred to more than 100 times in the New Testament alone. And it's over these chapters that the primary battle for the historical reliability of Genesis rages. All of the first 11 chapters are referred to in the New Testament. Every New Testament author refers somewhere to Genesis 1 to 11. And here's the question he asks: How can the first 11 chapters be separated from the rest of Genesis? The time of Abraham has been verified by archaeology. The places, customs, and religions spoken of in Genesis related to Abraham are accurate. The story of Abraham begins in Genesis 12. If Genesis 1 is mythology and Genesis 12 is history, where does the allegory stop and the history begin in these first 11 chapters? It's all written in the same historical narrative style. There's a third problem with the idea of theistic evolution, and that is